introduce our next speaker. It is Christina Miller from the Missouri State Archives. Christina is the Reference Services Manager at the Missouri State Archives, where she has assisted researchers for more than 10 years. She is also a certified archivist and holds a Master's of Archival Studies from the University of British Columbia School of Library, Archival, and Information Studies. And the project today is the Missouri State Archives indexing of the 1850 and 1860 slave schedules for Missouri to include in the state census records and tax list database. So Christina, feel free to take it away.
All right, thank you, Bethany. So the Missouri State Archives is a relatively newcomer to From the Page. We launched our first project in May of 2021, May of this year, and that is the Slave Schedule Project. However, we've been using volunteer indexers since 1999. So we call it our e-volunteer program. And it's been pretty active. We've had, over the course of the last 20 years, we've had probably close to 5,000 different volunteers helping us. But usually it's not more than like 200 at a time on a given project. We've been monitoring From the Page for quite a few years, but it hasn't quite had exactly what we needed in terms of doing things more efficiently than we were already doing them. Until this year, when working with the Council of State Archivists, From the Page developed a spreadsheet form transcription to add to their platform. And so that's where we're like, okay, yes, we're going to start using this. So we started and launched our first project, which is the Slave Schedule Project. So I'm going to share my screen. So we launched the slave schedules in May. We started with 1850 and we finished that within about 2 months, indexed 87,000 names, which was awesome, and have moved on to 1860, and we're getting closer to being 50% done with 1860. There's been a little bit of fun transitioning our volunteers into the new platform. Some really like it. Some don't as much, but part of that is the slave schedules are kind of rough. I pulled up an image and you can see the slave schedules actually have 2 columns. So there's actually as many as 80 names on one page that have to be indexed. And we do index and not transcribe every single column, just because it's a lot easier. With the volume of records we have, our goal is to make everything as accessible as possible and not necessarily fully indexed. We want people to be able to find it, but then allow people to kind of read it. Once people are done indexing From the Page, we will be moving things into our census records and tax list database that already exists on our website. It already includes a number of state and territorial tax lists and the federal mortality schedules. And so we'll be able to add the slave schedules to this next. Future projects will include indexing the ag schedules and the industrial schedules from the federal censuses, as well as a number of other Missouri state censuses and tax lists to kind of help supplement census records. So we're really excited by the ability to use the spreadsheet-based transcription to do multiple lines of data per page instead of the kind of one-to-one that's traditionally been used. And it's been very successful. The amount of time we were able to save getting the 1850 done, like I said, it took us about 2 months and we got 87,000 names on 1,100 pages indexed, which was very fabulous. So we're very excited to continue going forward and have kind of started getting ready to load our next couple projects in. So that's everything I have to share.